All righty, Drew Newman, welcome to the show.
Welcome to our 113-year-old cigar factory.
Thanks for having us here. This is such an exciting episode. I don't think we've done an episode outside of our studio, so this is really cool for us. Thank you.
Well, this is authentic Tampa. This is Tampa history, and excited to tell you more about it.
Well, so what room is this, man? This is a cool room.
So we're on the third floor of our 113-year-old El Reloj cigar factory here in Ybor City, and this is the American room. And this is called the American room because it's where we hand roll our flagship cigar, the American. Would you like one?
Absolutely. Let's break one out.
I'll hand you one of our Toros.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful cigar, handmade here in Ybor City, just like my great-grandfather did more than a century ago. And
amazing.
What's really special about this cigar is not only was the American the very first cigar that was rolled when El Reloj was built in 1910 and opened, but it's also a completely unique cigar because it's the only 100% all-American cigar. Not only is it made here in Ybor City, but every piece of tobacco, the band, the boxes, the labels, the hinges, the cellophane tube, literally everything is made in the United States, which is very unusual.
Well, how awesome is that? And what made you guys decide to make this cigar?
We reintroduced the cigar in 2019 because the story of Ybor City, of Tampa, and American cigar rolling had kind of been lost and overlooked for decades. Mm-hmm. Tampa was a fine cigar capital of the world 100 years ago. More cigars were rolled here in Ybor City and Tampa than anywhere else in the world. If you wanted a cigar, you wanted a Tampa cigar.
Right.
But in the decades that followed, in the second half of the 20th century, factories here in Tampa closed. One by one, they shut their doors. They moved overseas. They opened up in Latin America. And there's wonderful cigars from Nicaragua, Honduras, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and elsewhere. Mm-hmm. But what had been lost in the past few decades was the story and tradition of cigar making here in Cigar City. So we wanted to recreate this historic cigar brand that spans more than a century, that's an authentic Tampa cigar, and roll it with entirely American components to highlight the tradition, the history, the legacy of cigar making in the United States.
That's so amazing. And what a beautiful label too. Now, did the old label look exactly like this?
That's it. That's what I was going to say. Like you can praise us for the label and the cigar band, but all we did was simply recreate what was done in the past.
Amazing.
We took an old band, an old cigar box from the American from the early 1900s, and we just recreated it and reprinted it, and here we are.
Beautiful.
So it's the flagship cigar of the factory.
And if someone wants to pick these up, what does this bad boy retail for?
This cigar retails for $21, which is on the more expensive end of handmade cigars, but the reality is that just because all the labor is done in the United States.
Yeah.
And the reason why most handcrafted cigars are rolled overseas is because cigar is a very labor-intensive process.
Right.
And so by rolling it overseas, you can save on that. So American cigars are more expensive because it's a handcraft.
It's so popular right now to have all-American products, so how fitting you guys do this. This is amazing. I love it. Let me grab that cutter.
Absolutely. Let me pass the lighter to you next. We are an American company. My great-grandfather started our company in 1895. We're the oldest family-owned premium cigar manufacturer in the United States, and this is the last last traditional cigar factory operating not only in Tampa, but really in the entire country. And so it's what sets us apart in the cigar world is the fact that we are American cigar makers. So we think it's very fitting for us to be hand-rolling a premium cigar like this here in Tampa in the United States with all American tobacco and components.
Amazing, man. And how did you get into the business? Obviously, it's your family, but did you take a different route when you were younger, or did you know growing up, hey, man, I'm gonna do cigars?
Well, so my great-grandfather started a company in 1895 and passed it down to my grandfather, who passed it down to my father and uncle. We're in the process of passing it down to my cousins and me. But we're a family business. So what do we do when we get together for Thanksgiving or birthdays or other celebrations? Everyone invariably starts talking about cigars. And so I've grown up in this company I've grown up in this building as a little kid. I used to run around here when I was just a young child exploring. It's a fascinating place. And so I've known about the company. I've been a part of it all my life. I started working part-time as a teenager. And so it was kind of always expected.
Yeah.
But I did take a different path, too. After graduating high school in 2000, I went to college up north and then moved to D.C. and was there for 10 years, went to law school. Practiced law for the local city government there for a while, then moved to New York, or worked for a nonprofit up in Harlem for a while, and then went to grad school again, and then transitioned to our company full-time in 2017, working remotely from New York, and then back here in the cigar city of Tampa.
Amazing.
Just over a year ago.
That's awesome, man. So when you were in law school and practicing as a lawyer, did you feel like, oh, this just isn't for me? Were you drawn to get back here?
No, I mean, I never disengaged from our company. I was always a part of our family business. And so it wasn't a separation, but for me, law school was just a great place to learn how to learn and learn how to think. And so much of what we do is within the structure of law. Mm-hmm. And so being able to have that background and bring it to our company has been helpful for me to be able to contribute back to our family business. So I'm the only lawyer in the family. So
oh, that's nice.
It's a way for me to come back and actually help our company grow with my legal background and not just sort of take away from the company, if that makes sense.
Totally, yeah. This thing is phenomenal, by the way. So smooth. What a great cigar. The American. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for these, man.
They're rolled right here by Louis and Yenny in this first row, right behind us.
Amazing.
Each of them rolls about 70, 80 cigars a day, no more. And so it really is a handcrafted process from start to finish, and it's made in small batches, just the way it always has been.